Hey there, it's me, Kira. Today I thought that we could talk about homeschooling. I just finished our first year of homeschooling in Pennsylvania. We did kindergarten this year, and we're moving on to first grade. I just thought maybe it would be fun to show you what my portfolio looked like and talk a little bit about that process, because I know when I was thinking about homeschooling, that was something that really stressed me out, and I'm here to tell you that it's really not that bad. It's super simple. So I thought I would go through what we have for our portfolio and then talk a little bit about what the actual evaluation was like and kind of go from there. Okay, so this is our physical portfolio, and I've just got a bunch of sections here for all the subjects and stuff like that. First tab we have here is logs. This is for our attendance log. So you can see it's really simple. I just printed out the sheet and put a check mark on the day when we learn stuff. This is her reading log. We read a lot around here. Maybe too much. Good lordy. I had originally intended to write all the dates down, but I kind of fell off of that and nobody seemed to care. Now that's all the stuff that's in here in this section that actually needs to be in here. So for the bare minimum for your portfolio, you need to have an attendance log and you need to have a book log. Now the rest of the stuff is just stuff that I wanted to keep track of. So this is the classes she participated in. And field trips. So this is another one that I didn't super keep up with. This was going to be all the places we go on our nature walks to. So I have a bunch of them on there, but that's definitely not everything. There's a blank page to put more in if I felt like it. This is our workbook log. This is all the different workbooks she used. I think you can just put that on your regular book log, but I made it separate. And then this was a media log. This I stopped recording really early on because we watch a lot of educational videos all the time, every day, and I just kept forgetting to write it down. So, but again, this isn't really something that you need to have anyway. This was just for my own personal to know about it. But next we have language arts here. Now this is just something that I did for me. Again, this is not something that you need to have in your portfolio or even something that our evaluator looked at all. I just went through the Pennsylvania kindergarten standards and wrote down a list of all the things that they're supposed to learn in kindergarten. Now some of these aren't checked off, and it's not necessarily because she doesn't know them or do them. It's just because I kind of stopped recording it at a certain point because it all seemed kind of pointless, and also because some of it I know that she knows how to do, but we haven't actually sat down and done it. But so that's that. This is our first day at kindergarten writing. Her writing has definitely improved since then. So these, you're supposed to have 2 samples of each subject, I think. So this is just some more writing from her crayfish unit, water cycle. Again, we've got more than we need in here. That was 2, so that could have been enough, but I don't know. I just this is kind of just where I stored and organized everything. So, yeah, it's library. We go to the library a lot. Syllables, that sort of stuff. Yeah, math. Again, here's the PA standards. And then some samples. You probably don't need to see all these, but, whatever. In the interest of completion, I just thought I'd flip through the whole thing. Goodness, we have, again, you only need 2 from each subject. We have way more than that right now. This is the way, wait a second, the majority of our learning takes place. This was we were cooking and we were figuring out the fractions, so I just quick wrote some things down on the paper and she figured them out. That's the way most of our learning happens. We're very, very super relaxed, but not quite all the way into unschooling, but very much unschooling. I don't know, it's complicated. We do still obviously do some worksheet stuff, but a lot of it is just learn as you live kind of things. But anyway, oh my goodness. Maybe too many things in here. Okay, I think I put this in the wrong section. That is science. Whoops, okay. So here's our science tab. Standards sheet. and some samples. If you're interested in a crayfish learning unit, I have them on Etsy. I'll put a link in the description. Again, that's one of the things, like, she was interested in it, so we made it into a unit. Seasons, water cycle, colors of plants. That was a really fun activity. Life cycles, apples. This is from one of the Nolde classes she went to where they design their own birds. Things that animals need. Goodness gracious. Fingerprints. We did all our fingerprints. Rocks, earth materials. Next is social studies. Standard sheet. Money. People in my neighborhood. This was kind of like, I don't know, it was weird to try and, like, do worksheets about this stuff because it's not really stuff that you need to learn about with a worksheet, I felt. And it turned out that our evaluator didn't need us to either, but this is kind of what I was doing before I had my first evaluation. Now I know, so we probably won't be doing stuff like this next year because it's not really, I don't know, necessary. Health. That's our About Me page, safety, body, fire safety. That's a requirement in Pennsylvania, so this was just our documentation for that. Art. This is from a museum art class that we went to, and she just does art all the time, which is in her online portfolio, which we'll get to. And then the important documents is just where I put, like, our affidavit and stuff that I need to have. And then I also have, like, a printout of the homeschooling law, just so I can, you know, reference that if anybody gives me any trouble. Which, you know, this whole year... So this is the Facebook group that I set up for her online portfolio. In here, I just kind of put pictures of all the stuff that we do that's not, like, a worksheet. I make one for each month. I think going forward, I'm going to do it in albums instead of doing this just like posts, because then you can go and look at the individual albums easier, but it doesn't really matter that much. So this is December. Let's click in there and see what we got. So we went to a furnace. We saw a bunch of cool stuff there. We got a blacksmith jingle bell. We made cookies. Oh, pie. Sorry. We made pie. We found some weird stuff on walks. We rolled some candles. Made cookies. She hates the sound of my mixer. That's why she's got headphones on. We did some plant drawings of what stuff looked like under the microscope. She made pancakes. We went to a Nolde class. She read Charlotte's Web for the first time. It was her first chapter book. I'm so proud. I loved that book when I was her age. We made some salve and some pot holders. We went to an owl walk. And that was after the owl walk. We heard so many owls. She was super into owls afterward. I mean, who wouldn't be? So she was drawing some of the pictures from the new book that she got at Nolde. And that's her letter to Santa. And that's the bûche de Noël that we made for Christmas dessert. It turned out really cool, I thought. She made this little snake out of meringue. It was adorable. And this is, she wrote the labels for our for our New Year's Eve snack dinner. And we're back to the beginning. So that's kind of an example. Like I said, there's one for each month. Here's November. We planted garlic. Saw some construction vehicles. We did a painting class online. Dissected a frog. Learned about digging up rocks. She thought she would have a rock dig in the yard. That was our local library hosts this like Teachers of Nature thing where they have different animals come on and learn about them, and she loved those. Sword fighting, leaf counting. I think you saw this leaf graph in the actual physical portfolio. Yeah. Painting. She and I painted this picture together for my mom's birthday. Climbing trees. Some leaf watercolor relief stuff, stamping. We made a pumpkin pie from scratch. Aren't they cute? She made some coupons because she was watching the Thanksgiving Day parade and kept seeing ads about % off, so she made some of her own coupons. More fractions. This was hand pies, I think. Yeah, so anyway, it's just kind of, that's what I did for basically every month that we were schooling. So as I mentioned before, we once I found an evaluator, I found an unschooling friendly evaluator, and he was so cool and it was so easy. He barely even needed to see anything from my physical portfolio because he said that there was like plenty that he could see on here, that we had more science than he would ever need to see. She loves science, so that's why. But yeah, so like we hardly even needed anything for the physical portfolio, which made my life a lot easier because I kind of felt like we were learning plenty on our own, but I needed to have like worksheets or check things off specifically that the standards called for. But now that I know that I don't actually, oh, we were picking apples, sorry. Now that I know that we don't actually need to have that stuff, I feel like I'm a lot more excited going into next year because we can really kind of just do what feels right to us instead of having to complete worksheets that are like way too easy or boring for her just because I feel like I need to have the documentation. So if you're in Pennsylvania and you need an unschooling friendly evaluator, let me know and I can give you the name of the one that we used. Now, I found out a lot of information through a whole bunch of groups that I'm joined on Facebook that were so helpful to me as far as answering questions and just like examples of what other people were doing and evaluators and encouragement, and it was great. So I'm going to link those in the comments as well. Like I said, if you're in Pennsylvania and all of this seems really daunting, you really don't have to worry about it because it's super simple. I'm so excited to start next year. I've already got some plans. I've got our affidavit all ready to go. Just super excited. We're definitely going to continue homeschooling for the foreseeable future because we just kind of get to live our lives and have these really cool experiences, and then that's it. And it's just really great. So yeah, if you are in Pennsylvania and you see all the standards and you think, oh God, I can never do all that, you absolutely can. Everything that you need to know is available on the internet as far as sample affidavits and evaluators and stuff like that. You don't need to fret about a portfolio. It's super simple. Don't worry about it. You can just live your life and it's cool. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I'd be more than happy to answer them. I will talk about homeschooling until someone stops me. So feel free to reach out for more information. If you'd like kind of more homeschool videos, if you'd like to see what we've picked to kind of focus on next year, let me know and I can make a video about that. If you want to kind of see what a day in our life looks like, let me know and I can do that. We've got lots and lots of information over here. I mean, I've done 1 year now, so I consider myself an expert. That's a joke. I know I'm not an expert, and I know it'll probably get harder as she gets older, but for now, we're all just really having a good time. So yeah, if you're on the fence about it, I would definitely recommend just going for it because it's great. And I'm so honored to have the ability to do this and that this is what our life looks like. So yeah, thanks for stopping by.